right, 7 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Monday morning. We have a group of awesome people in the studio with us, and one of the things I always love about our community is that we have so many people doing great things for other people, and let me introduce you to some of them. Audra Coates-Hudson is in the studio looking like a princess. She is operating manager of the Florida Autism Center. Good morning to you. I don't hear you. Oh, now I'll hear you. Delsa Darlene, who, gosh, you've been part of this community in so many ways. I'm sure all of you ladies have. Natalia, I think you look familiar. You've been here before. Yes, you sure have. And Delsa does so many great things. And you're known for the Google thing. You're the Google lady. Mm-hmm. But beyond that, you're the executive director of Kid Genius, yes, which I think is awesome as well. Natalia Moy, gosh, I knew you. I just don't remember what you were here for.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Good.
Good. You're looking beautiful. You're the owner of That's How It's Done Productions.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. You're in the creative world. Oh, your son.
Alex.
Yeah, your son.
Alex.
Oh, that's how I know you. Yes.
Show.
Yeah. I remember I made a mistake thinking you were like his girlfriend or something. You're so young looking. Raquel Delaney is the owner of Totally Awesome Massage and Wellness. Mm-hmm. How you doing?
Awesome. How are you?
Good. Do I look like I need a massage?
Everybody needs
I think Joe needs a massage. And Joe Martona's in the studio. And Joe has something that connected with this. Joe's granddaughter has autism, and it is an amazing thing to see. We've had guests on who've had autism who've done amazing things. You've got a speaker showing up at one of your events, and I'll let you tell the story, but this is an awesome story. So good morning to everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning, Larry.
Joe, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. I am. Good morning, Larry.
So many buttons over here to make sure
Well, you're the master of buttons.
Yeah, that'll be on my headstone, the master of buttons.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for coming in. So there's an event happening, the Autism Summit 2015, featuring the speaker I was talking about. So Delsa, can you tell us who that is? Who's the speaker?
It is the amazing Dr. Temple Grandin. If you're not familiar with who Temple Grandin is, I advise that you go ahead onto Amazon Prime and watch her movie named after her, Temple Grandin. It's she's portrayed by Claire Danes. That's probably the quickest way to really learn about her, but if you just Google her name, she'll come up everywhere. She is an amazing woman. She just happens to have autism.
The one thing we've learned about autism from other guests, and in fact from yourself, is there's a spectrum.
Yes.
So it could be like really severe and really not so severe, right? Mm-hmm.
And when she was younger, she was actually diagnosed on the more severe end.
Is that right? That's my question right there. Can you actually pull out of it somehow?
You know, there's varying degrees, and some people feel that you can, some people feel that you can't, and I think it really does depend on where on the spectrum you're lying. Right. Though you can be severe, you can be introduced into what we call the neurotypical world. And so just like with Temple Grandin, her mother pulled her into our world, pulled her into the world of, listen, yes, you have autism, but I'm going to expect you to speak. I'm going to expect certain things of you. And she held on to that.
Do you know what that says to me? Love. That says love.
That's
just as you love your son, and Joe and Patsy and the family loves their little granddaughter. We have a friend named Doug who doesn't have autism. He's got Down syndrome. But the same thing. His mother loved him and showed him, forget what they're telling you can't do. This is what you can do.
Exactly. Focusing on what you can do is so much more important and so greater than what you can't do. Yeah. Because the moment you start focusing on those negative aspects, you start kind of slipping into a deep hole. Yeah. And it's hard to get out of that. But people with autism are people. At the end of the day, they're all still people. We're still people. And they can function.
Right. I love that. I don't really like whenever we say they about any group. Mm-hmm. We say they, we talk about babies. We say they, we talk about old people. Right. They. Well, it's all us.
It's us.
All.
You're right.
All
it
us,
is.
Right?
It's all us.
So, Audra, let me ask you a question. You're the manager of the Florida Autism Center. What do you do there?
I keep it from burning down.
You look like a princess. Doesn't she look like a princess?
Yes, she does.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm 6 months pregnant, so I'll take any compliments.
No way.
That I can,
really?
That I can
no
get.
way.
Oh my gosh. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Florida Autism Center, I actually work out of the Gainesville location, and there's a couple locations throughout the state. And like I said, we've got lots of therapists there. We do applied behavior analysis focused therapy, which is basically a lot of positive reinforcement. So we have kids there through all kind of degrees of the spectrum. So we've got some kids that are really severe, some kids that aren't. We do a lot of early intervention, which is about 1 year old to 6 is what we kind of like to be known for, because the earlier that we can start working with kids and the earlier that we can start teaching them and helping them, the earlier that they can often mainstream and go to kindergarten or first or second grade without having to go to an ESE class or something.
So it's not residential.
Nope.
Okay.
It's all outpatient.
So do you see the connection between love, like I was pointing out, and the love from the staff and as well as the family? Like, do you see a big difference in the students?
Yes, and it actually works out really, really well. It's more like a family there, and I think we're lucky to be so close to the University of Florida, so we get a lot of really great staff, people who want to be in this, industry or be in this field for life.
Yeah.
So we have some kids that at the end of the day, they don't want to go home, which is kind of heartbreaking for the parents, but it's kind of fun for us to see when they're just so excited to be there because they had a great day and they don't want to leave.
Natalia,
yes, sir.
You have a son who's really super talented. How many children do you have?
I have 5 boys.
5 boys.
And 1 grandson.
And the only one we know is Alex. You have a grandson?
Wow.
No way. How's that possible? Okay, so now you have a very talented son, and I'm guessing all your children have gifts in some way or form?
Yes, they are. By the grace of God, they've been very gifted with talents.
And one of the
entertainment.
One of the things that is unfairly, from what I understand, associated with autism is the savant thing. They say some autism also means savant. It doesn't always mean that, right?
I'm not familiar with savant.
Savant, like somebody who's amazing, like somebody who's autistic, but they can play piano really well.
Oh, I see.
Or they can do numbers, like in the Rain Man. The guy was able to do numbers like that.
Very focused in one particular area. Yeah.
That's our daily leaf blower.
Yes.
Yeah. You hear it in your headset. It doesn't go on the radio.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Woke me up quick. Yeah. Whoa. Hey, I wasn't asleep. No.
How did you get involved with autism?
I have many friends that have children of all special abilities, and just seeing their struggle and their pain, and I can just relate emotionally, because we've cried and trying to see opportunities happen for them that it's not very easily attainable. And so I am on the board, and I believe in Kid Genius because I believe that all children deserve 100% potential and opportunities that everybody does. So it's, why would a person with a special or a particular ability not be able to have the same opportunity as someone else? It just requires unique training and focus.
And the evidence of your love we see in Alex, because it's not that he can make a really well-done movie, it's about the subjects he chooses. That's what I think impresses me about Alex. In addition, I mean, he's a good movie maker, but so that reflects you and whoever else was involved with his upbringing. So,
well, I mean, even in regards to whether you have special abilities or not, I believe that when you have parents and people around, it takes a village to raise a child. You really need to be around people that push you and to unlock your potential, and that's what me as a mother and my husband and I have done with our boys. Is push them to see how much potential they have, and we believe that everyone can do that and has the ability to.
We need to take a little break, and we'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Monday, it'll be partly sunny, very warm and humid with a high of 86 to 90. Partly to mostly cloudy Monday nights with some fog around late, low 70 to 74. For Tuesday, some morning fog, otherwise times of clouds and sun, very warm and humid with a shower or thunderstorm in spots, the high 86 to 90. For Wednesday, partly sunny and warm, high 84 to 88. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
If you're anything like I was, the thought of getting older was the last thing on your mind. But here we are. For me, it started slowly. The lack of energy. never being in the mood. And when I was, I could never perform at my best. I tried the pills and other treatments with minimal results, and all but given up on my sex life. Then I found the doctors at New Male Medical Center. Wow, they made a new male out of me. Feel like I'm 25 again. I have renewed vigor, so much more energy, and no longer worry about my performance. New Male treated me like my situation was one of a kind, with a custom treatment plan that really works. I feel great. They can create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Male will help you.
Call New Male Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
Cookies, 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 cookies. When you want something special and fun for any occasion, get cookies. That's right. The Great American Cookie Company in the Paddock Mall, Ocala will make a delicious, fun-filled delight just for you. You might notice that I said fun and delicious more than once. That's because I can't say it enough. The next time you're at the mall, be sure and stop by or call 352-237-2557 to place your order. Cookies, cookies, Yum. Cookies, cookies. We go cookie eating cookies. The Great American Cookie Company.
18 minutes after 9 o'clock, 69 degrees still here at the studios, and temperatures expected to climb into the lower 90s today. We have in the studio, that was Joe Martone right there. We'll get to you, Joe. We're talking about the Autism Summit 2015, featuring speaker Temple Grandin on Wednesday. That's 2 days from today, right? November 4th at 6 p.m. at the College of Central Florida, across the street from where we're broadcasting. And Kid Genius is the one of the organizations. You would go to the website kidgeniusinc.org. Is that right?
Kidgeniusinc.org. That's correct.
And the other website for Temple Grandin is Temple's name, templegrandin.com. And Raquel Delaney, how are you?
Awesome.
You thought I'd never get to you, right?
Hoping.
Can I ask you something about physical therapy when it comes to people with mental challenges?
Well, I can't speak to physical therapy. I can speak about massage therapy.
Isn't that the same thing?
No.
When you're touching somebody, isn't that physical?
I consider it to be physical medicine, but the degrees are different. And I would get beaten up by a lot of PTs if I were the same. PT works more with stretching and building muscle tone.
Okay.
We smooth out muscle tone, and yes, massage therapy can definitely help with. Forgive me for using the words mental illness, but anything in that spectrum.
Okay.
So as far as autism is concerned, yes, there is.
So I used the wrong expression. I guess in a more deeper understanding of what you do, physical therapy is not what you do, and I'm calling it the wrong thing. Yes. So just to go back to the right thing, I mean, you work with people and you see the effects of hands-on. Okay.
So yes, you can call it touch therapy if you want, or therapeutic touch. It does help. We can help. Touch in itself is healing. Just by giving somebody a 20 to 40 second hug, you can excite certain hormones.
Oh, I know.
With healing and hormones. You can help. What touch does is elevate the presence of certain hormones in the body, including your painkillers, your serotonin, different things that make you feel good, and can suppress or lower the amount of hormones in the system that are stress related. So you can help with stress by simply giving somebody a 20-second hug. So
I'm counting.
I like
I'm
that.
counting that was in 20 seconds.
You need it. Everybody needs it.
We had some ladies in here the other day from hospice, and one of the patients couldn't talk anymore and had this checkoff box, and what would you like? And it was this rough guy. All of his life he was like Joe, rough. and so he checks off the box, I would like to be held. And everybody was like, oh my gosh.
It's a basic need that we don't recognize, especially as we become more tech-oriented. We've lost the recognition that people need to be touched. So that's something that we do.
So now we go to Joe. Joe is the owner of WOCA, and Joe and Dan built these studios. And when you built these studios, you built a beautiful conference room.
Yes.
And that's where you guys meet, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I'm on the board with these lovely ladies and another gentleman. I think there's only 2 guys and all girls.
Nice. Good odds.
It's rough. Somebody got to do it, but it's rough, It's exciting what they're doing, what we're doing. But I want to tell you a little story that happened. It was Halloween, and we were here giving candy out. And of course, just seeing the kids and the mothers and the dads and the kids and then this one young lady, she was about 25. She was walking on the other side of the walkway there. She spotted us with the candy. So she came over with a little Halloween bucket. And she says, "Twick-a-twee." Nice little young lady, but she was about 24, 25. And then as soon as Patsy gave her the candy, her dad came over. He said, "She's 25, but she's 5."
Okay.
So she had autism, right? So I looked at her, and you see it in their face. They're happy. I mean, she was happy. So as she walking away, I said, "Are you having fun?" And she turned around, big smile. Yes! And then she walked in.
Oh, wow.
How wonderful.
And this is so close.
The eyes leaked.
Joe, because Joe's granddaughter has autism. I guess you all know that. Chelsea, and we all love Chelsea when she's
She
here.
comes visits, yes. She'll be here.
She'll be here soon?
She's coming down in December, yes.
This is the month of Thanksgiving, and we're so thankful that there are people here on this planet and in our town who can do what all of you do. I mean, you really do make a difference in all of our lives by taking care of the people who other people weren't taking care of. Maybe not as good as they could have been. So.
Right. Well, one of the important facets of Kid Genius is really to bring acceptance and awareness for autism. Awareness to the facts of, like, for example, the spectrum, and how the possibility that maybe when you're seeing a child throw a tantrum, quite possibly it's not a tantrum, it's a meltdown, and those are two very different things. And then acceptance to understand that maybe that parent needs a little bit of help. Maybe that parent needs a hug. I'm going to hug Natalia because everybody's hugging Natalia, everybody needs
Larry,
a hug.
get up. Come on.
See?
There we go.
I'm feeling so left out. I'm feeling so left out.
Well, there you go, Larry.
And one of the things that a lot of people don't understand either is that even something as simple as a hug or something as simple as touch can be something grand to someone on the spectrum. Some people are sensitive, and so a touch actually hurts, like it used to with Temple Grandin. She actually invented a hug machine because she did not want people hugging her. And so,
really?
Yes. It's if you go somewhere where they inoculate cows, they put cows into this little machine and they kind of pull this little string and it kind of closes in so that way the cow doesn't move all around.
Yeah.
Well, what she
PETA doesn't like those machines.
it sounds different, but what she discovered is that when she herself put herself in something similar to that, it was like a hug.
They call that a subway in New York.
That is true. That is true. But now we call it joint compressions. And so being able to, for example, with my son, when he was younger, I was not able to hug him. He did not want to hug. He did not want to be touched. And even now, if he doesn't know you, he'll back up into a hug. He'll kind of give you a hug this way.
Oh, really?
Like, I don't know who you are. But it's about knowing how to touch. It's about knowing how to reach people and really getting out there. And that's what's so wonderful about this board is that we have so many different personalities and style coming together to bring this information out there, to bring Temple Grandin here, which is amazing in itself because she is such a pioneer to be able to be here in Ocala.
Have all of you seen videos of her speeches? Or her presentations?
She's done TED Talks too. Her TED Talk is amazing. I recommend you look that up.
So what did you get, those who've seen her, what did you get from it? What do you take from her speeches? Does it tell you something about how you...
She's nodding for those who are eye impaired on the radio. Nelson's nodding.
Oh,
yes.
sorry.
Yes. Yes. Our video can see you, but those that are driving in a car are going, why is there silence?
What is the answer?
I'm a slight bobblehead, sorry.
Yeah.
For me personally, what I take away from it is I see my son in a few years from now. I truly do. Her mannerisms, the way she portrays herself, her honesty is absolutely amazing. And it's something that is refreshing, especially nowadays. We all do try to obviously be very nice, and sometimes in that process of being nice, we may tell white lies here and there. And I'll tell you one thing, if you get in front of my son, he's going to tell you like it is.
Oh,
he's
good.
going to say it.
I have to meet that young man again. Yeah.
You will probably never have him on the air because of that.
Oh, no, that would be good radio.
Oh, yeah.
You got to install the button, though.
Exactly. and it's amazing because Temple Grandin does just that. She gets up there and she tells everybody not what they want to hear, but what they need to hear. Including, for example, at one of her last talks that I attended in Orlando, somebody had stood up and she wanted to know why this person was not working, because in her mind, in her ideals, everybody must have a job. You have to have a job. That it's part of who you are. And she just went on and on into this woman, like, why are you not working? And the woman's telling her, well, you know what? Sometimes I can't get myself out of bed. Obviously, the woman had depression and it was hard on her. Yeah. But for Temple, she was trying to tell her it's hard on her too. And she's getting up every day. And she's doing it every day. And she believes in this woman. And it was amazing because by the end of the conference, the woman was already looking for jobs. So, I mean, this is
that's awesome.
What Temple Grandin is.
So one thing I want to ask all of you, when a child is diagnosed as autistic late, before they're diagnosed, they're in public schools, and sometimes they're not labeled as autistic; they're labeled as troublemakers or problem children, right? Yes. And then somehow some doctor or somebody figures out this is autism, right? The work that you do clearly has different skill sets than the normal public school would have. Not to say that there's anything wrong, but it just requires different, more one-on-one, I'm guessing?
It does, and we have kids, because we've got 13 is about as old as we go, but we do get some kids that they weren't diagnosed till 12, and so then we only have a year. So then now we've got all this work that we can try to do, and the nice thing about applied behavior analysis, we call it ABA, is it's very tailored, because we've got some kids who are working on just being able to say hi. Like, we've got some kids that, it's so exciting when they can finally verbalize hi or they can wave. We have other kids, and we're working on hand washing. We're working on, we're actually making a little salon in our center right now. There's so many little boys who are terrified of going to get haircuts. And so it's a skill that we've heard from so many parents that we've got our clippers, we've got the chairs, we're going to get the barbershop stuff, just to be able to kind of normalize the experience for them so they're not so terrified. So it really just, I love being able to tailor the program. And so when I hear Temple speak, and I think mainly of our parents, because we get EI. So you have some parents that come in here with their 2-year-old.
You get EI? What's that?
Early intervention.
Okay. I thought that was the first part of EIO.
No, not just yet. But, we've got these little 2-year-olds, and parents are afraid to come in. There's my babies too. I'm scared to leave my little child with you. Yeah. But to be able to kind of give them hope that I know this is scary, I know this is overwhelming right now, but this is what we're going to be able to do. And it's not that your child is damaged. It's far from it. There's so much that we can do, and there's so much that your child is going to be able to accomplish in life.
That's wonderful.
And we're just nice to be able to partner with them to be able to do that.
We've got 30 seconds. And
website, www.kidgeniusinc.org. Get on there, buy the tickets. Yes, come on by and see us Wednesday. Thank you.
There you go. How much are tickets?
$35.
$35, okay. Well, thank you, Joe.
Worth every penny.
Thanks, Kate.
Thank you, ladies. Keep up the good work. And
thank you.
You're all welcome back anytime.
We'll come back.
Joe even is welcome back.
Thank you for having us.
News Radio, I'm Carmen Roberts. GOP presidential candidates want to wrestle control of the debates away from the Republican National Committee and especially from media networks. Candidates blasting CNBC for questions in the last debate. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie tells Fox News.
They did an awful job. Their bias was showing, and it was despicable.
Candidates put forth a series of demands, but no guarantee they'll get them. The next debate set for November 10th on the Fox Business Channel. The United Nations says more than 208,000 migrants and refugees arrived in Europe by sea last month. That's a monthly record and matches the level for all of 2014. And Kansas City fans are loading up on championship gear.
I had to get my championship shirt because we did it, baby. KC love, KC love.
Kansas City Royals grabbed the World Series title, beating the New York Mets 4-1. Fox News, we report, you decide.